After I turn down the mix a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. By a lot, I mean I played this one now. I have. Even more. Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
There we go.
I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
Ever watched any Ridge 2? No, I haven't.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
That is too much reading for me. Lose.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it. Now is not the time. Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Nice Iron Maiden over here.
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
I don't know.
My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing.
So she's basically Frankenstein's monster. What I'm gathering from all of this.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching. I love magnets.
Yeah, magnets, bitch.
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
Have I ever played a 2D point and click on stream before? Yeah. All the Humongous Entertainment games.
I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows. It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking.
I mean, I've played some,
Surgical tools.
I believe, on stream.
Shiny. The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Wow, actually a game where you unscrew the hinges
Screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck.
and not just lock the door?
To loosen them up. I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
Also, her spine does not look healthy.
I'm free.
I'm free.
Another piece of paper. This was written long before the last one.
Too much.
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark.
Poor guy.
Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
Best old school point and click, even better than Sam and Max.
There's a long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Yo, it's a rat stick. Nice.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this.
A piece of paper picks up an entire book.
It was hardly the suit of armor, but
It's one piece of paper
someone
just
choose
folded
to
over.
sleep down here. More writings from the lonely doctor. Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
What?
It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands.
Yo, Hennajo coming in, flexing his new staff badge. Congrats on that again,
The
dude.
stick is long enough to reach the
Best
key.
game out of the 124 so far? Ooh. I think the one I've like enjoyed the most probably Abzu. And the free ones mechanically it was been like my favorite to do. But they're close to the sun
The stick is long
up
enough to
there.
reach the key.
Tales of the
How
Neon
do I
Sea.
grab it?
The magnet. The magnet on the
I
stick.
can attach the magnet to the end of this stick. Let's hope this works.
Subnautica back in? Nah, Subnautica would take too long to do.
I got the basement.
Xenoclash? Xenoclash was a treat for sure.
A couple of cogwheels on the floor.
Wait.
They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door
How'd you see the
shut.
key?
I wonder if I can
Well, the
put them
key's
back.
90 degrees to the right. What?
More
40
letters.
minutes.
Has he figured it out yet?
Yeah, if you know all the glitches and stuff to it.
Nothing happens.
I mean, I could probably get through Subnautica again pretty quickly, but I couldn't get through it under 5 hours, I think.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, the speedrun is very RNG heavy. I got bone saw that one. Maybe. Nope.
This is the nail from which I skillfully lifted the basement key. What a strange door. No handle or
It
keyhole.
doesn't matter at all. Oh, wait, I have these. What?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time.
Did I blind run all 124? No.
The doctor is losing it. He's
Quite a
just
few,
dribbling down nonsense by now.
or speedruns I've done in the
Do if he
past,
ever acts on his wild suspicions.
or games I'd played quite a bit of before. I still actually have some stuff to go through like that, like the Quantum Conundrum
The
DLC,
story is so sad.
Amnesia Justine.
The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man
Trauerschloss.
who brings the dead back to life. He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
Wow, the burn.
It's warm. I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is. The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son.
I feel like the voice acting's too clean for this game. I feel like the animation is too clean for this
The
game
dead
too.
body.
Oh, use the bone saw on him. Easily. Gotta cut him up.
That makes no sense.
What? Doesn't make no
It's
sense.
the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss. He's dead. And what's more, he's been murdered. Who could have done this?
It's murder, I say.
Who's around? The missing candlestick. And it seems to be the murder weapon.
Missing candlestick. When was there a candlestick missing? Oh, I'm just gonna take it.
There's a
Okay.
letter clutched in his hand. His final words? Or a clue left by the killer.
Yep, I'm sure there's some information in there.
This letter is signed Belladonna. I've been waiting to hear the other side of this story.
To the backyard. We're free.
There's a bottle of milk out here. I wonder how long it's been here. At any rate, it's frozen completely solid. No
Frozen
wonder it is
milk.
cold. One more Belladonna letter. Let's read about this Clara figure.
What? How does she know it's in the letter? Or she's read it.
It says, Snowflake the pet cat. How cute. The stone is so old and the name is worn off. The tombstone says Clara Stieber. This must be the grave of the wonderful maid I've heard so much about.
She's Clara.
I can't help but notice that it's been emptied. A note.
Game honestly expect me not to have seen Frankenstein?
The tombstone says Clara Stieber. This must be the grave of... More letters. Can someone tell me what happened to poor Clara? A plant, a natural object, standing in a pot, a man-made object. The plant can consume nutrition and grow bigger, and the pot can't. Neither of them can think. So what about me then? I can think, I know that. But am I natural or man-made? This lantern might prove to be the very first thing that actually manages to shed some light on my situation. I'll keep it.
I get it. Shed some light on this.
Belladonna. This little plant has caused a lot of trouble. For a flower, it's not particularly beautiful, but for a murder weapon, it sure is.
Okay, we're just gonna grab that.
It's a large tree. Looks very peaceful. Couldn't I have been reincarnated into one of those instead of being forced back into this mess? Look, a journal page was hiding behind the plant.
What? Based on the fact that we almost have all the
Nothing inside.
journals, I think we're almost done. I think how long to beat also had to set an hour.
Yes, those are indeed boxes. What a marvelous mausoleum. The plaque says Francisca Canosa. I wonder who she was.
She was nobody. Well, like 20 minutes, hopefully. Tiny and Big was supposed to be 3 hours. Is this a free game? No. I don't think so. Although I don't think it's actually like expensive either.
Another journal page. This one has drops of blood on it.
Must think, remember, hold fingers. What word? I should read that one.
This room looks completely abandoned. I suppose this is what happens when you're down to a skeleton crew of only one maid, no matter how fantastic she is.
Based on it's free? I think
This room looks
I remember that happening.
abandoned. I suppose this is what happens when you're down to a skeleton.
It wasn't originally free. I think at
No
some
matter
point
how
they just
fantastic
like,
she
all right,
is.
fuck it.
It's snowing outside. I have no concept of the current year, season, or even geographical location.
Well, considering there's snow outside, it's probably winter. I'll take a stab in the dark there.
The doctor's handwriting. I know it well by now. That's a lot of books. Imagine you had books filled with every possible combination of letters. I wonder how much room they would take. There's a finite amount of letters, but unless we acknowledge a maximum length of a word, there would still be an infinite number of combinations, and the library would have to be infinitely large. Another portrait. It says her name is Francisca Canosa. It's the same name I saw in the mausoleum in the cemetery. I wonder how she relates to the von Trauerschloss family. Look at all these old toys. Wind-up dolls, music boxes, and mechanical trains all around. I think this used to be a private hobby of the eccentric Dr. Wolfram's, before he got into the whole corpse business.
Nice.
A stuffed raven atop a bust of Pallas Athena. What a cheerful decoration. Let's call them Annabelle and Dupin.
Okay, sure.
Look, a perfect sphere. Let's see if I can get two parallel lines to intersect.
Some weird dialogue
I
in
should
this.
sit down and write a story. But with all these journals and diary pages lying around, seems like I already may have. I'm not going near that horrible cat. I'll
What?
have to get rid of it somehow if I want to proceed.
Have some frozen milk.
Cats like milk, that is true. But this milk is frozen solid. I have to thaw it before I can do anything with it.
Okay, so use the lantern on the
won't
milk.
work.
What?
It's an old clock. Tick tock, tick tock.
To the diner room. Oh, put it by the fire.
I'll let it stand by the fire for a while. Let's grind this plant into powder. It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form.
If you guys have ever had frozen milk that's thawed out, it doesn't return to just
Nothing
being
happens.
milk. Might as well just throw that away. Alright, have some of this disgusting milk.
I'm not going near that horrible cat.
Get the milk.
I can drink milk directly out of a bottle, but I have opposing thumbs. For the cat, I'll need to pour the milk in some kind of saucer.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Just pour it on the floor, I don't care. Can you hurry up?
A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted. The milk pours easily. The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son.
What if you give the cat opposing thumbs? You might want to give it opposable thumbs, not just opposing thumbs.
Is this how Clara died?
Poisoned milk bowl? Absolutely, that's how she died.
Yes, this should put an end to the grim reign of this beast. Look, it's a cat,
No, the kitty.
and it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it.
He's just
The
taking a
animal
nap.
must have managed to steal a key somehow.
Key?
This is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong.
What?
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check.
What? Why would you not check that?
Let's take a look inside. The lid is shaped like a heart and has a tiny keyhole. Whatever's inside must be very precious.
It's a
Coils
human
of
heart.
rope. I wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom. The mirror is completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like their reflection.
Can't take the glass shards. Okay. What?
Is she dead?
Yep.
She doesn't move a muscle, yet she sits upright. She's like a mannequin of human flesh. A note. Interesting, but no.
Well, she finds it interesting.
Nothing happened.
You gotta tie her up.
That won't work.
What? Why won't that work? Can I?
I don't know why I thought that would work.
Okay. Got all this stuff.
That won't work.
Alright, smash the lantern, set the bed on fire. We're good.
At least the view is nice from up here. That's a big wardrobe.
And why would she not open the wardrobe? Like, oh, there might be a body in there. Let's not check it. Uh-oh, we're stuck. What do we do? I never use the ladder.
Thaw the milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder.
Yep, Kitty just still taking a nap.
That's a lot of books. The body is still warm. He cannot have been dead for much longer than I've... There's something in his pocket. It's a small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart. I wonder what it unlocks.
Nah, it's in the wrong pocket for it to
body is
be
still
near his
warm.
heart, but okay. I'm not sure now.
The back of his head has been cracked open by a heavy blow. He couldn't have seen the attack coming. He was dead before he knew what happened. So he... These are the hands that give life. Talk about meeting your maker.
Ha! Maybe he had a really big heart. Maybe he had two hearts. One on each side.
I wonder if this key fits. There's
Hey.
a key inside. A very important one.
That might be the game.
Clara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself. But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind, a whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients.
Oh, Jesus,
Will
there's
you
more.
help me?
Please just say to be
Of course I
continued.
will.
Ah,
Thank
shit.
you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations. And in the meantime, you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us. We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of the reconstructing effort.
More
Some things
questions.
have been puzzle- What is this I'm wearing?
I'm so sorry about that. I covered you in scraps and bandages I found in the laboratory. I had to cut open.
I don't care.
I'll start looking.
Thank you.
Did I see a brain somewhere?
That's a big wardrobe.
Yeah, they don't really explain why she's like, oh, my time's running out. Let me set up all these puzzles. And put this key back.
This room looks complete. This room looks complete. That won't work.
Friend journey to start, gotcha. Maybe it's all back this way. Yo, Poochie, what's up? Feels like somebody just watched the movie, like a Frankenstein movie, and it's like, I wonder if Frankenstein's monster turned evil and started a whole race of monsters. And I made a game based on it and didn't think about it. Oh yeah, there's the brain.
The body of a deranged murderer, the decomposed head of an old lady, the brain of a small child. How could this possibly go wrong? A human skull or a paperweight. I'll call it Uric. I don't know why I thought that would work.
But, okay.
I need something else.
Yeah, try not to use them.
I need something. It never moves when I look at it.
Plot of
Just
Bride of
sort
Frankenstein? Maybe.
I can't tell if my reflection in the glass is too distorted.
Just
or
got
if I
done
really
adulting,
look
hoping
like
not
this.
to do any more of that today.
Am I
Nice.
even a human being?
No, you're not.
The toolbox.
I mean, if we need a skull, it's right there. But I guess we need a human head.
I need something. I don't know why I thought that would.
Head of an old lady? Oh. Can we put the brain into the cat? We should. Like a super cat. You go to the backyard, please? What? There you go.
It says snow. This stone is so old. And that makes no sense.
What? You break open the mausoleum and you take what you need.
2 statues of angels. It seems a bit paradoxical to create What a marvelous mausoleum. This
Remember when this game was easy? It made sense. In the starting room.
It's a large tree.
Tried using a blunt weapon on myself. I don't think you can use items on yourself. Should though.
Nothing inside. That won't work. Interesting, but no.
What?
A plant, a natural object, standing in...
Let me go back and ask her, because she'll probably give me more direct.
Yes, dear?
Clockwork?
Yes, we need something to supply the body with the force to move. We can't make the heart beat again, so we use the spring-loaded clockwork. In the future, we'll have to think of a source of parts more reliable than salvaging old-time pieces, but that'll do for now.
Oh, we get that from the clock then.
I see.
Thank you.
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
There you go. Behind
I'll
the
go take a
armor.
look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
I'll start looking for the
Thank you.
Rodriguez's character just doesn't understand how gowns work. I mean, they're reanimated gowns. And who knows how those work.
This faithful screwdriver will do the trick. Time to turn this old clock into a slightly peculiar wardrobe.
Nice. Alright, let's go back to the basement.
Belladonna was right. There is a secret switch behind Roland the Poet. It's too dark down there. I won't see my hands in front of me unless I light the crypt up first. I can't just drop the lantern into the hole. It's gonna break when it hits the bottom. If there is a bottom. I'll just tie this rope to the lantern.
Yep, yep.
Yes, I can lower the lantern into the hole. Amazing. I must be directly underneath the mausoleum in the cemetery.
Okay. I mean, you're directly under the hole that you just made in the basement, but sure.
I can't believe it. It's another letter. How did it end up down here?
What? There's probably some twist in here. But I don't care. There's probably a completely different story in the
But the lid is much
diaries.
too heavy for me to lift. Maybe I could break it open, but I'll need some sort of big hammer or mace for that. The things one does for love.
Nice.
Now to carefully remove the head. It's remarkably well preserved.
It's lovely looking.
I'll let Belladonna handle that.
Just give it to her then.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. The creation is complete. All we need to do now is force life into these dead limbs. That big switch on the wall initiates the procedure.
Gladly. The time has come. I've wanted to pull this thing since the first time I saw it.
I love black screens.
It's alive.
Sure. I mean, for a game made by one person, it's not that bad.